8:39, we're back with a new book out tomorrow that takes a look at the relationships and the rivalries of the royal family. Game of Crowns begins as fiction, with imaginary events following Queen Elizabeth's death. Charles is crowned king.
God save the king.
Breaking his promise, crowns Camilla his queen. The pair proved so unpopular that Charles is pushed to abdicate in favor of William. Again, this is fiction, but author Christopher Andersen thinks it's a believable scenario. Throughout the rest of the book, Andersen goes back in time and behind palace walls to explore the real-life relationships and rivalries of the three most powerful women in the royal family, the Queen, Camilla, and Kate, the three women who right now are reshaping the monarchy. The book suggests what they feel about each other, what Camilla thinks of Kate's humble roots, what the Queen feels about Camilla, the woman she once described as wicked. There is insight into the scandal and tragedy that almost brought the monarchy to its knees, and recent events that have restored its fortunes. Queen Elizabeth has said she'll never retire, but Andersen hints that she might, and he suggests there may even be a plan to make William king sooner rather than later. Christopher Andersen joins us now. Christopher, nice to see you again. Welcome.
Great to be back.
The firm. That's what we call these three, right? The Queen,
Precisely.
Camilla, and Kate. How are they getting on?
Well, you know, on the surface, it's all smiles and everything is perfectly fine. But behind the scenes, they all have rival camps, and they're all vying for positions, you know. You see that balcony scene after every big event at Buckingham Palace. They are all actually consciously jockeying for position on the balcony. And you get a sense of who is in and out of favor with the Queen, who's still the boss.
Controversial start to this book. Again,
Yes.
fictional.
Right.
But you start with the death of Queen Elizabeth.
Well, just think about it. I mean, everybody on the planet, they've grown up in a world with her in it. It will be an historic event. It'll be enormous.
She's going to be 90 on Thursday.
That's right.
Still pretty...
Well, yeah, but if she lives to be 101, like her mom did, the Queen Mother, there's going to be a tremendous problem because Charles will not become king until he's almost 80.
How much of this is preordained in terms of what happens at that moment, and how much is purely coming from your imagination?
Well, what happens is he's going to become king. There's no way around it. You know, Diana said she was determined that William succeed the Queen and not her husband, Charles. That's not what's going to happen. He will become king, and Camilla will become queen. A lot of people remember that.
That's going to go over not
badly.
well with a lot of people.
Every poll shows that the British people would much prefer to have William and Kate as the next king and queen. 2/3 of them would.
The Queen is notorious for being involved in almost everything that happens in the royal family.
Right.
Has she laid out what she wants to happen at her own funeral?
Absolutely. I mean, she knows. And specifically, there's a plan called London Bridge. Inside the palace walls, it's just known as the Bridge, and this is the code name for the funeral. Every year, people don't realize that the senior royals all have their funerals acted out in pre-dawn hours so nobody can see it through the streets of London. So this is a rehearsed thing.
Let me go back over something here. The Queen has famously said she would never abdicate the throne. You beg to differ.
Well,
based on what information?
But she has never said that. She's never publicly spoken about abdication.
She doesn't plan to retire or something.
Well, right. But what you know, there was a flurry of abdications in 2013 over an 18-month period. King Juan Carlos of Spain, King Albert of Belgium,
Queen Beatrix,
and the Pope, ending a 600-year tradition of no abdication. So she's listening to them.
You talk about some people in not glowing terms, but they've been spoken about in not glowing terms by others, all right? Yeah. Let's start with Camilla. She was once called wicked. She was the royal homewrecker.
Right.
How is she viewed by the Queen today?
The Queen tolerates her. You can see in photographs, too, she actually has a warm relationship with Kate. You know, Camilla, everyone thinks is going to be a commoner queen, that she has humble background. She was a member of the aristocracy. She's a granddaughter of a baron, and she's somebody who really set out to be Charles's wife from the very beginning, and as we know, destroyed Diana's marriage.
Another person who doesn't fare all that well, Christopher, is Kate's mom, Carol.
Well, Kate's, Carol Middleton is seen as a very ambitious woman, and why not?
With an agenda?
With an agenda. I mean, she started out as a flight attendant at British Airways. She built this fortune selling children's party favors, and she really has guided her daughter to the position she's in now. It was, when they broke up in 2007, Camilla engineered the breakup, in a sense, and it was Carol Middleton who convinced her daughter to win William back.
Is this royal family ready to take this to the next generation? There have been so much talk obviously, about the troubles they faced.
Oh, William and Kate are the hope of the monarchy. I mean, and the Queen knows this, and she's really trying to devise a plan whereby they can take the throne not when they're in their 60s, but they become King William V and his Queen hopefully in their 40s.
Christopher Andersen, the book is Game of Crowns. Always fun to see you here. Thanks very much.
Great to be here. It's great fun.
It's a pleasure.